She keeps pushing Varen back.
Just dance the dance.
Let's see here, actually. Because he, No. He can't spend time knocking you down. There's no point to that.
No.
Did you remember to break your shield further?
Yeah. Someone did. Yeah.
Alright. Someone did.
Yeah, I was about to do it after I rolled, but someone did. So.
Yeah. There's a -2 modifier now. Swing his weapon. That is absolute crap.
Well, that's
all right. 1 degree.
1 degree, yes.
A degree, which will do nothing to you, as he somehow like missteps and fucking look at that shit. Terrible with 5 dice.
Probably
Full
one of the
Like
worst
fucking-
we've ever seen. Probably.
Oh my god, like ashes from like the burning like background fucking like begin to swirl around Varen again.
A sudden wind comes in from the east.
Pushes a little too far. Well,
Flaring around the battle.
Like 1 degree is going to do absolutely nothing to you. So,
Yeah.
I suppose that's that.
Yeah.
Like gonna...
He's
Thing
gonna
there's
be
no
pissed
ring.
about this. I win because of the wind.
Tireless, maybe you should try being effective.
Bam!
Bam! That's not that good either. But better.
It is not that good. It is 1 degree.
Okay, 10 damage.
10
There's
damage.
something
Just
at least.
10 damage.
That would have been your
Yes,
time to
that's
do the greater action.
I guess I could, but
It's like a few
then I
more
would have taken a
injuries.
-2.
I suppose you have to keep backpedaling.
But then he wouldn't have been able to reach me, that's true.
You have
What?
your destiny points.
You do have your
Oh.
destiny points.
Well, what do you mean?
Baron is destined to win this, right?
Yes.
You can take another action with a destiny point.
Yeah, but I can't take a greater action.
You could.
But I
use
guess
it-
I'll...
I'm sure you could use it to negate
Yeah.
the staggering effect.
Let's see here. He wants to.
Should've.
A bit.
Can you do a destiny point to attack one more time? I'm not sure.
No, not this. You
Yeah,
can't take the
I
same
did
lesser
so.
action twice.
Yeah.
Now he has more penalties because he's more injured, as it turns out. Well, still fairly effective.
That's 3 degrees. No, that's 4 degrees. God damn it.
All right. Well, he damages your shield more.
And pop
Yes, it
goes the
does.
shield, right?
My shield is now destroyed, I think.
All right. It shatters as he keeps hammering at it. He will sacrifice a degree to keep you from doing greater actions.
Yep.
And then do the 3 degrees worth of damage to you.
Yes, I'm gonna have to take a wound then.
Looks like it.
Yeah, like last round, whatever he completely flubbed on you. That would have been the time, Goger.
Yes.
Okay, shut up.
Could burn a destiny point in K2. Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
All right.
You could
Well,
also
fair.
burn a destiny point to remove injuries and regain all health.
Ah, yeah. That's... Again. Ah. Gonna die and then minus...
All right. That is 2 degrees.
Alright, 20 damage.
20 damage. Ah. Well, I suppose I'll force him to take a wound.
Seems like we're evenly matched.
He pulls out his character sheet. According to this, I have 1 more bonus die than you whenever I attack, so...
I'll do this.
And you have a
Well,
combat...
You're very easy to hit now, which is something. That is nice. You know, that's a good thing for him. I don't think there's any like defensive fighting though, so
There is. Yeah.
there is
A way of
Let's see.
attacking defensively.
cautious attack minus
That's
1d plus 5 defense. Yeah, this might be the time to do. He did just take a wound though, but he does have to just hit like a 4.
Yeah, he does.
So he will do.
Just has to roll a
combat
2
before.
and a 1s, and he's got it.
He will cautiously attack now.
Right.
How much defense does he get from that?
It looks like I will check to see that myself. It
Plus
is-
3.
Yeah, +3 combat defense.
Yeah. Penalty die, but plus 3 combat defense.
That is not great, but he'll try it at least, you know?
Yeah.
He doesn't do statistics immediately. The battle.
Pulls up like a spreadsheet.
He has the beast of 4.
Let's see here. Ugh.
Right.
Well, that's 2 degrees.
Yeah.
Alright, well, there'll be non-staggering, but that'd be 14 damage.
14 damage.
And
God
that
damn it.
also breaks his armor by 2.
That's true,
Sure
yeah.
does.
Okay. God damn it.
It's like another injury as well, isn't it?
Yeah, another injury. Can't take that on the chin.
Uh-huh.
Right then.
So that would be like 11 minus... Yeah, I guess an injury
14
would just
minus
nullify the
11,
damage.
3
Yeah.
injuries, fine, yeah.
Alright. Well,
So,
yeah,
we have stopped moving now, or?
It
doesn't really matter.
You'll keep shuffling.
Yeah.
Pushing you towards the grass.
Can I do a greater action reckless attack?
I suppose,
Yes,
maybe.
because you're
don't
not...
see
Well,
why
the-
not.
If you
The
want.
greater action in and of itself takes a greater action.
Yeah, so you can't actually move and do it.
A reckless attack is
Oh,
an
yeah.
action more so than a state.
Yeah.
That's true. So I can't really move and do it, so
No.
it would be a penalty die anyway.
And your
Yeah, but I
combat
wa-
defense would become -1.
Yes.
Alright,
Baron will do a reckless attack.
sure. To get +1 die at -5 combat
Yes.
defense.
I mean,
17. Would be a degree because he has +3
Oh.
defense.
That's true. Yep, 10 damage.
Yeah, alright, you can take that. On the chin.
now your combat defense is 0.
Yeah,
He'll keep cautiously attacking. That seems to work fairly well, even if he has like all the penalties and minuses and whatnot.
Well, that's
So that is
3.
2 degrees? 3 degrees, yeah.
3 degrees.
You know,
I mean-
he won't stagger you because he's actually moving closer, and you seem to not really care to knock him down anyway. So we'll just let that be damage for 21 points of damage and 2 armor reduction.
That'll be a wound.
Yes, it will be. I don't want to burn a destiny point here. Doesn't really seem worth it.
Equal, you say? It seems to me that one is superior.
It's that damn mall.
tireless.
Yeah.
Face the bull, you get the horns.
Oh, seems like it. I am considering yielding here because probably not going to be able to win with 2 wounds. It's either that or burn a destiny point.
Sure is.
Yeah, Baron will yield at this point after taking the wound.
Alright. How does he yield?
Basically looks down at this like destroyed shield, throws it to the side, and throws his weapon in front of Eric and says, "I yield." Goes down to 1 knee.
Alright, Eric looks like you're still like now you're like at eye level, pretty
Yeah.
much. She just looks at you, you know, like walks over and like and says, I suppose I'm honor bound to accept your yielding.
I suppose
As
you
he
are.
picks up like your weapon. Get it?
Yeah.
And he's more down, like leaning a little heavily because he is wounded after all.
Yeah.
And has like lots of cuts and bruises and whatnot. She like puts the weapon back down. Just I suppose we're 1 for 1, though I'm not sure if I consider the other one an even fight. I suppose there is some good in a man who has allies worth having next to him.
You know, Illy's in the whispers. We did have a girl or not in the other fight. I would
This is-
consider it to be.
And you whisper that. Ah.
She's
Well,
scary.
Lucindas, should we meet on the battlefield, I hope you better luck than this time.
It was a good fight after all, but seems
No.
like taking away my shield makes me a bit,
Vulnerable.
yes, less equipped to deal with.
Bree hears it loud and clear.
Oh, he'll just sort of nod, leave Aaron leaning there as he like walks over to his fellows.
Team
What
like
have I
rush around,
done?
like the Iron Taker there as like referee is like nodding in approval.
You know, like proving the superiority of the West. Well, I suppose it is time to go home. They'll go to the other side of the bridge to leave the place, basically.
Yeah.
Out of the front gate.
Or the front
We're
rubble.
done here. Yeah. Pushing through it.
Scramble over the elephant.
Fashion like a banner. To show that they are here to talk. Will be so kind as to surrender the castle for you.
Fireball's so pissed that like his men shoot him.
So fuck you! You killed 3 elephants!
Yeah, and so they walk out. One of them, he's limping a little bit, bleeding, but his satisfaction and his pride lets him not really whimper or anything at this moment. How does Varen feel?
Not good, that's for sure. But I mean, Honor has been satisfied, and yeah, he's glad it's over with. Didn't really want to do it, but felt like he had to.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's probably going to feel like shit the next couple of days in the hurried flight from this place.
Yeah.
Good thing Ren chose to come with us.
Yeah, Bree's looking at Alaric with a whole like, can we even take him with us? Look at him.
Guess we have to leave him here.
Alaric's giving the look of, you fucking muppet. You fucking...
He even moves up behind Ren and says, "Well, I suppose it's good that you're going south then, brother. Yeah, looking at..."
My work is never done.
Pat on the shoulder. I know. That man,
Gosh.
I've never seen anyone take so many blows before. They're sort of looking
Amateur.
impressed.
Man, sir.
Well, I haven't known you that long, Good, but I am sure.
And says, well, we could give it for a try.
Looks at him and says, "No, I saw you basically rip an ear off an elephant. I don't think I want that very close to me."
I suppose I can't argue with you. Sad that you're all leaving, though. It's like the others
Baron has
are
an ashamed look on his face.
walking up. Eden Riceley is trying not to judge too hard. She walks over. Hey, my man, sir. Dorian sort of walks, like around him, looking at Eden a little sheepishly. She goes to. Asher briefly walks here, looking at Lark. Looks at the two staying. Looks at Dorian. So looks to Lark. I know I said that I would go. He begins. But she looks to Son Eden and says, I can't let these old fools stand here by themselves. Dorian looks up at Alaric.
Alara gives a look of, don't do this, come on.
She looks and says, perhaps when you get back, when all this is over, this war, and you won't get too into married life. Remember an old friend? So gives you a slight smile.
Alara kind of tries a smile, but it kind of fails a bit. He's not very good at deceiving.
We were young once. Looks at you and says, I can't leave. Not with my friends, our brothers. So looks to them, are staying. We shouldn't have come here, but honor made us, and perhaps in his final hours, Sir Ashra Terrell will be remembered as a true knight of the house rather than just some traveling. Shakes his head slightly.
Even if House Tyrell does not remember you, the Marches will. House Caladan will make sure of that.
You're all knights. But you haven't had the training, the time to learn how to act. I would want you to have that, but I don't think there's much I can do. He says, you went with me in the moment of desperation, and we did it. We did what we had to do for this war, this course. But extra Eden says, we were ordered to hold this bridge, and I will not just abandon it. I cannot. My honor would not allow me. Mansus rocks. Looks back to Bree and says, Don't change too much.
Bree
Someday you're gonna make someone very afraid, little one.
Bree looks at Manser, looks over at Varen, like the Vancerin says, I already have. They're going to tell stories about how two people jumped from a gatehouse and punched elephants to death, Manser.
He nods. Yes, I'll see if I can get another one.
Oh, and that's why I know you will survive. Otherwise, how would you tell these stories to people? While trying to push them off of their horses.
I'll do my best, but just Rockton says, we didn't come here to live anyway, did we? She looks at the others. Asher shakes his head slightly. I'll see you. He looks to Lorik and says, we'll win you some time anyway. Let you get out. We'll send some of the garrison south. They won't stay here when the attack comes anyway. No reason for them to die.
No reason for you three idiots to die either.
Eden looks up stoically and says, it is our duty and our honor. It is what a true knight. It is my duty. And this rocks and says, well, never left him before now. This is my responsibility. If you had not been allies and friends of mine, you would not have been sent for this. Maybe this was always a test, or an opportunity to show that we have what it really takes to be remembered. I probably have a lot of roses out there. Little flowers. Shucks. If you find one, take care of them. Never thought I would want to actually know them, but well, I suppose this whole situation gives perspective.
Alaric nods. Says, if one shows up, it'll be as welcome in my home as you.
You know, and don't let them grow up at Highgarden. It's this. I don't know how well you remember when you first arrived, but it is not an easy place for a child. Anyway, I shouldn't dishonor myself right now. Willem, you make sure to have a few kids. Name one of them Ashraya. Dorian just sort of looks at them, doesn't say anything. We'll meet again in some time. Set up house all. We'll go now and prepare the defenses. Buckets of water and such, or fire, you know. Sort of gives her a deep bow. He says, "It has been an absolute honor, sirs. I know that not all can be held to the same. You have other duties as well. You're martial lords. You have family. You're young, and the Reach will need new men, new knights. I will not give them that, but perhaps you can." You sort of nod, sir. "Do not take this as a slight to your honor. Some duties take precedence over others." Mensa doesn't say much. He sort of shrugs at this point. So
Cracks knuckles.
they basically turn and make their way sort of slightly hastily to basically go back to the bridge to begin preparing this place for, well, fire.
Kevin looks at the people left and
Lord
clears his
Caswell,
throat.
Lord Caswell is also like packing his stuff in the castle. He's leaving with his garrison. Like,
Sure.
you guys leaving? He's not having this. Fuck this.
No, he comes out with us
Slavers,
tonight
yeah.
song.
Yeah.
It'll be
Well, he's not
nice.
as fast as you because he doesn't have horses for all his people. But
Well, we'll save a room for him.
he'll be going to the Tyrell host. That's for certain. To warn them about slavery and such.
Yep.
Yeah. You were saying?
Yeah, no. Kevin will sort of clear his throat here in front of the others, and he will say, well, I'm gonna go north. I'm gonna follow Bloodraven. Yep.
Turnstips looks at you, looks at Bree.
Bree looks at Dorian, shrugs.
Looks at Kevin again.
I have thought of it, and what he says rings true to me. This war has to stop, and he's going to stop it. I want to stop it too. Yeah. Sort of fidgets a little bit with his bow. And then he says, well, I hope you don't think too bad of me. But I feel in my heart that this is the right way for me. Don't worry, Sir Baron, I'll leave my brother, so, you know, he can stitch you up and stuff.
Well,
Bree actually blinks at that and says, "You two are separating?"
Kevin has a lopsided smile and says,
Place
yeah, it's kind of weird. Kind of weird.
We spent so long apart. Then we're having to go separate ways again.
Nods. I will certainly try to return, but if I don't, I just want you to know that this has been a great honor knowing all of you. I've never seen anyone fight like any of you fights. I've never seen anyone perform such heroics. I thought it was the stuff of legends, and I've seen them in front of me, in you people, so... Yeah. Thanks.
We also haven't seen people fall off mountains like you.
Slight smile that he quickly sort of erases.
Alaric's kind of smiling mood has gone, so he doesn't look impressed at anything anymore.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, Serene. I hope you succeed in your quest.
Yeah, I hope so too. And
Orion
save.
looks at him. Seems like he wants to say something, but sort of holds himself back a little bit. He just says,
Looks over.
Bloodraven spoke to you.
Given nods.
Mr. Bree back and says, he's been watching us.
Given blinks. He has.
Bree.
I don't know how I know, but I know that he has. Looks to Bree, looks to Kieran. Just, if he says that you can do it, I think it's true. But you're a braver man than I.
Bree agrees. Oh, he has very much certainly been watching. Keep it.
She looks to Kieran. Says, Stevens, if you someday need a place to hide, or because building a manor north of Highgarden. It's a lovely little place. Tulips. I'll, I haven't said much, but
Given just looks at him and slowly nods. He says,
closer. Like using conscious eye. Something is going to happen there, and I need you to be very careful. I can't say what. I don't know, but something in the north is stirring. Something is happening. Something is going to happen, and so looks at him and says, "Just." She says, "When the time comes, don't let his zealotry inflict. Don't follow him into everything. He'll do what he can, I'm sure, but his heart is full of hatred."
Given nods slowly and says, I plan to go with him to do what he claims to kill Blackfire, but once that is done, I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm coming back. I plan to come back.
All right, Serene. She steps back.
So Willem.
Sort of looks at the others. He looks very uncomfortable having talked about this sort of thing.
Looks over to Alaric, Bree, Varen, and says, see if you can save some of the vultures for me, or not kill them all before I get back, huh?
I don't know whether we can comply with that. Who knows where that sorcerer might take you, Kevin?
Sort of shifts a little bit.
Dorian has like a nervous twitch.
Nervous little laughter. He's like, sorcery. Oh, things.
If you say
should not
that,
say.
Dorian will give you a dead stare. His nervousness before. Just do not make little of it.
Keep its laughter sort of strangles itself. Like now he's frowning.
He says, I'll keep an eye on the birds.
Dorian looks to Bree and just nods slightly.
Keep his like,
Bree
birds?
looks at Dorian and she nods back at him.
He seems damaged. Like, yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking around.
Baron is very confused.
Well, I suppose having like a -5 and 2 penalty dice would do that.
Yeah,
Very cunning
Varen might
right
not.
now.
Varen
Why
might
are
not
we
even
even here
understand words at this point. So
Barely.
He's just on a heap on the
I
ground.
mean, he
on
probably
a
has a
heap.
terrible headache from being bashed in the
Yeah.
face with like a hammer.
Yeah. And he's just
Quite a few
confused,
times.
But why we're standing here talking still? Like,
It's just, as he looks over the walls, it's, they'll be here as soon as those Westerlanders tell them that we're abandoning it.
I do hope the mercenaries shoot them.
Shrugs.
That wouldn't be bad, no. Seems sort of unfair that they would live and our friends die, huh?
So looks over, and he's looks down to the ground, clearly ashamed of leaving them.
Kieran isn't happy either. But, I mean, we have our duties, all of us, right? I mean, home is calling, and the north for me.
I have a wife.
Kieran nods.
She could get married again, I'm sure, but he shakes his head.
No, you're the one who won her hand in the joust. You should. And don't want to have another tournament.
That would be rather awkward, yes.
well, if they have to, hey, if you do die, then they'll have to come through me to get to her. So I think you've earned the honor to keep her to yourself.
Man, I don't like the thought of leaving my family alone if there are slavers in the lands.
Yours.
Perhaps we can get word to her, get her down.
I'll go
one of the
home.
keeps.
I'll go back to the host. I'll inform them of everything. I don't think Lord Tyrell would blame me for my decision, though. Perhaps doing it quietly. I don't think he would want the host to do the same. So I was always better at tourneying anyway. We'll all go together, though, right? Next to Kieran, except for you, of course. To Highgarden.
Alaric shakes his head and says, I plan to go straight to Night Song. I've got
Yes.
a few thousand men to hold there.
I'll bring your regards to our liege then.
Alaric nods. Says, tell him about Asher as well.
No, I will.
Alaric nods again.
I'll go get a horse. He'll quickly extract himself from this. Yeah, he doesn't like talking about magic in the dreams. That's pretty clear. It's very uncomfortable talking about that sort of thing. He'll just go and get a horse and get his things, and then he'll ride out. He's a very good rider, after all. That always was his strong suit.
Baron might also want a horse, so he doesn't have to walk with his wounds.
Isn't really a big Varen-sized horse, but one of them can die bringing him home. That's probably fine.
Break the back.
Is
Is Varen okay with
Basically.
this? That's why
That's
Alaric
fucking
never
boy.
rode a horse until Hugo. He did it
Oh,
once.
Hugo, patting
My
him
first.
lovingly.
Yeah.
It's my first horse.
Hugo's back
I'm-
is like ripped.
I mean, honestly, you probably rid one in your youth.
Just
Possibly.
Before you were giant
Yeah,
sized.
yeah. He probably rode a few when he was normal person size at like 15, and then he got too big and like he broke one's back and that was it. Like he stopped, and after like 20, 30 years he lost the ability to ride properly. And then Hugo came along and everything was hunky dory.
The heat of the love in Alaric's eyes makes Kevin a little bit uncomfortable. Doesn't
we'll never understand. We
They're
have a
spooned.
companionship
Yeah,
bond.
yeah. I don't really want to think about it too much.
You've never seen a horse and a man spoon before?
No, I'm not. I need to go now. This
Alaric
is far
expands his disturbing
scarier.
habit.
Alaric's
God.
disturbing habit. Spooning with Hugo.
You certainly do have a trip north end of the river, traveling south along it. That's what Bloodraven said.
Yeah, I suppose I should get ready. Well, sort of picks up his things that he has gathered, like in a backpack, similarly. Get his horse, saddlebags and stuff, all packed up. He'll give Renan a hug, and he'll do a formal bow to Alaric, Bree, and Varen in that order.
The hug to Ren might last maybe slightly too long.
Yep. But there's clear emotion in his face that he's barely able to control, and then Kevin will ride out to meet Bloodraven.
Yeah, like guards and such begin to shuffling out with their like carts of their stuff.
Yep.
Oh, they are traveling light. There's being built like a pile in the center here with like food and stuff that you can take if you want it, because they're gonna light that shit on fire before they leave.
Just load up on as much as possible.
Lord, it doesn't seem like Lord Caswell is a man who, when roused, sort of sits down again easily.
We sat fucking down long enough on the bridge, lazy bastard.
And no one passed over it.
When Kevin leaves, Bree will finally turn her full attention to Varen.
Seems like half awake at the moment.
Eh. Well, I'm glad that you have once again sullied the family name, bastard. I suppose that's what bastards do.
Baron looks very confused.
Bree looks back up at Alaric and says, "How in the world are we going to take him with us south?"
I'll be fine.
Alaric shrugs and says, "A horse will die. And Varen, then Ren will fix Varen and."
Baron looks likely sad at the horse dying.
You make it sound like I'm fixing a blade.
We can't slow down, friend.
We won't
only
slow
one-
down for him.
Oh, good.
I'll keep up.
Good. I'll give you my horse.
Good idea.
And also, foodstuffs. Yeah.
Foodstuffs, yeah.
Stocked up a bit.
Yeah, Alaric stocks up on like salted meats and the best wine he can find in this shithole, and best cider if there's no awesome wine anymore. Yeah.
That's not what Bree wants. Bree wants the noble things that would have to be thrown out because they wouldn't be too well kept.
Ren just grabs whatever he's comfortable with and will blast him.
Salted preserved food.
He's not particularly picky right now.
Yeah.
So long as it isn't peas.
So long as it isn't peas. I think everyone in the Reach can agree with that statement.
So could Ren like have a quick look over Varen so it doesn't bleed to death before we leave?
He can quickly have a look at you.
I mean,
Like just bandage the wound so they don't like,
What everyone's gathering
bleed
there.
profusely.
He can come over already packed. So the Ren doesn't have a whole lot.
I mean, I don't think he's bleeding that much. Maybe a little bit of his armor like caved in at one place,
Ah, yeah, that's true.
like
Some
stabbing
rough
him.
weapons,
But more than
so
that, it's more like yeah,
inner bleeding, hooray.
yeah.
Bree will shout out from the stable at one point, Varen, you stupid oaf, make sure you grab one of the tower shields that the mercenaries dropped.
Yes, I probably should. And Varen will go and do that.
With his 2 fucking penalty dice and cutting.
He will like stumble over and take a tower shield. First one he finds.
Sure.
Like Bree wants to like spook him and like scare him further, but he's so fucking like she's been there before.
He probably wouldn't get it if we like actually brought it up.
She needs to wait in order to like
in order
intimidate
to.
him.
God. Oh, why did I do this?
I know.
Regrets.
Fleeing
That's
away
a
in the
very
night
good
would be
question.
much better.
I know. We need to get up. We need to have like the Oregon Trail just to fucking get Varen, like the night song.
Yeah.
Need like a wagon.
Cock the wagon and ferry him over.
Up
And
for
oh
river.
no.
You've reached the Mander. The Mander is currently 3.5 feet
Yeah.
deep.
We need like a Indian guide too.
Just strap into a pole and make it across.
Strap into a log and throw him down the river.
Yeah.
I suppose the next scene then we see is the party riding out as like among all of the like people, the garrison people leaving.
Yeah.
Probably a bit faster than them.
Yes.
I'm sure Lord Caswell will do whatever with these damn peasants that he wants.
It's his. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. You can
Lighting
come
fire to the pile of stuff he's leaving behind.
You can come down to Night Song if you want. Free man
He's going to
fucking
Lord
counts.
Tyrell, as he's supposed to.
Aw.
Join that host.
Those knights you said to me failed to defend the. Oh, I suppose that's a curiosity. Are any of the 20 nameless knights that we brought? Are they staying with Ashra and Eden and?
They each basically split. Most of them have ridden like north or south to the forge there,
Okay.
trying to support those, so that they basically couldn't be flanked.
Okay.
They haven't really gotten to worry about anything, but they'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, they will.
Looks like Bitterbridge is on fire.
Hmm.
Well, maybe we got the better of the.
Yeah.
Should probably report back to Highgarden.
That's the safe option. Yeah, and so basically the castle of Bitterbridge is abandoned by all but 3 defenders. As you go, you'll see we see in the distance as the guard like go out, someone raising a Tyrell banner that they brought. On the sort of the western gatehouse. That's flapping there in the wind. As you go. Kevin,
Yes.
you're going south to the alleged meeting place,
Yes.
which is fairly easy to see. There's like a little sort of just a handhold banner, really, like sitting on a hill with a white dragon on there. As you go there, basically,
Yeah.
nothing really happens to begin with. Waiting for nightfall, though, he's fairly observant man, and yet still he will have some trouble noticing these guys before they come too close, which is just basically being encircled by men with We'll make it like a spot over here with their bows and blades all around him. There'll just be a few here, but there are lots of them. Probably even like 100 at least, like out there.
Jeez, that's a lot of them.
Moving in. Saying nothing. Their hoods and such. Looking around. Just one of them says, "You're the only one."
Kievan nods. Yes, the others decided to head home to help the marshes, and some of the others decided to stay to, I guess, die in the defense of that place. The garrison is leaving. So, yeah, I would guess that it will fall on the next real push. I think there's 5, 6 people defending it.
Sort of look at him, and one of them asks, "You committed then? You're coming
Yeah.
with us?"
Kievan nods. Yes, if you mean to kill the Blackfire, I think that's the best way to stop this war. So yeah, I'm coming.
One of them takes off his
Ah.
mask, basically. Looking at even the big sort of red splash on his throat and cheek. Sort of. People say it's supposed to look like a raven,
Mhm.
but to keep it, maybe it looks more like he's been stabbed thoroughly, like in the throat,
Mhm.
and has bled a lot out of the side of it. Doesn't really look that much like a raven. Let's see. He looks to Kievan, just watching him.
He sort of shifts a little bit from foot to foot, looks at the others and says, "Well,
It's a shame
yeah."
that the others didn't come with us. It would have made what we're going to do a lot easier.
I think the plights of their home being attacked sort of called them back in a way.
Shakes his head. Foolishness. I suppose lesser men cannot be trusted, though. Sextian says, "You shall be one of us, then. You shall travel with us, you should dine with us, you should fight with us. When we
Kievan swallowed.
reach the battle at the Devil's Horns, you will be one of us."
Kievan nods slowly. Okay. Looks at them.
Like so, and then one of them walks up and hands him basically what's like a black cloak and a face mask.
Mm.
Says, "There's a quiver, arrows, everything you might need."
Yeah, I'll keep using my bow. I like it.
He nods. Says, "Of course."
Kievan will take the different things, sort of look through them, frowning because now he can't wear his tabard anymore. And he'll carefully pack the tabard into his saddlebags.
Bloodraven will turn around, basically, begin walking, probably expecting Kievan to follow, as the others
Sure.
close in and follow and walk behind him and say, "Here, we're not nobles. We're all brothers, equals. Says, as such, you can simply call me Brendan. Titles mean nothing. They are just words, just fiction. Same goes with heritage, for the most part. You are Endel, no?"
He nods. Yeah. I would think so, on my father's side at least. How was it?
Nods.
How was it, mother? I need to look at my family tree. It's a bit.
The proving his point that heritage doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Regardless, you will come to regret your decision to follow me many a time. But these men will be your brothers, and when you falter, you can speak to them, hear their stories, and know why they came. They have reasons like you did, I'm sure. And through them, you can find the strength to continue on. Do you ride?
Yes.
Good. And you'll basically be led further down the river into like a little forest group where there's a very well hidden camp. It seems like these people are pretty damn good at doing what they do, which is seemingly stealth longbowing people and being mobile generally. Skills that Kevin probably isn't too unfamiliar with. Maybe he can appreciate their skill at it.
Kevin is pretty good at stealthing.
Fit well in here.
And he's pretty damn good with bows. He doesn't know exactly how well these people shoot, but normally he can outshoot most people.
Yeah.
So yeah. He is curious though to see if Bloodraven is as good a shot as like rumor has it.
He does have his cool like double curved dragon bone bow.
Oh, that is so cool.
With like inscriptions and like ruby there, and yeah, it's pretty.
Damn.
You'll actually get to see it in action instead of
he
like
walks.
just had it at the
Yeah.
He walks. You know, there's the birds, there's the crows and such that seem to come and go sort of every night when you step camp. They seem to sit in the trees and caw while he watches them, and then after a while they will fly away, and he will go and back into the camp basically. Generally inform you of news and such. If he gets this from the crows, it's not entirely clear. He doesn't really inform you where he gets it from, but there certainly are scouts out as well, so they clearly cannot tell him everything. If they even tell him something.
Yeah. Talk with birds, that's just old children's stories, right? That's the ringing in his back of his mind of Bree saying to watch the birds, like with absolute, assurity, looking at him. See.
Beyond it, there's a lot of training going on. All these men are still training, and some of them seem to be greener than others. But they are on a very hard training regimen. Like, it is not pleasurable travel. It's not fun. Basically going as far as the horses can. Seemingly, Bloodraven knows good spots for camping in secret. Maybe Kevin even learns quite a bit of this as you travel basically up through the edge of the Stormlands, going north towards the Crownlands and King's Landing, with quite a bit of speed, fading into following the Blue Burn until you get to the Kingswood, basically following it up, and going over a ford of the Blackwater Rush, a very hidden ford seemingly, because there's nothing there. Like there's no buildings, there's no toll booth, there's nothing, and it is also difficult to get over it, but they seem to be well prepared for what they're doing. He will talk to the men probably, and he'll maybe even make some friends. Many of them are actually even from the Masha region, seeming to have been recruited for their excellence at bow using and like traveling the Rainwood and the varied different lands.
Some Dundarians and Charlies, perhaps?
Yes, it's Selmy, ex-Selmy
men. Oh yeah,
men.
Selmy. Sorry, Selmy.
Yes. Going north. There are quite a few of them. Well, there's other people too, but there's an unequally large representation of Marsher men in his forces. As you move up, as you move up, you join with other groups of seemingly like 50 and 25 men, until the group has about 300 strong. What at this point is pretty damn elite archers. Of the news, well, you will pretty much learn the major events that we're going to go through with the others as well. As you travel north, following Bloodraven, and maybe your own skills actually improve quite a bit as well. Perhaps.
Always room for improvement.
Kevin is pretty good.
He is pretty damn good.
He might even get to teach people.
It's also probably the first time in his life when he's been around so many people that share his skill set.
Yeah, and appreciates it and doesn't scoff at the bow as being a weak weapon and stuff like that. These are people that, it's like, I like these people.
Bows. You can go out hunting with some of them, and they're pretty damn good at it. And the stories that are told are like of generally helping people or saving people or bringing this or that general or this or that noble down or finding secret paths for use later in the war and such.
I love those stories.
Yeah, like
tell stories of
the mood is certainly of like brethren more so than the nightly boasts. People are not really boasting; they're more sharing stories and helpful tips to help improve one another's skills.
Oh, sure. Kevin will share stories of the Red Mountains, and like hunting for vultures and Dornishmen and stuff. Something that is certainly very demanding.
Not a lot of people have done that, though. A few of these people have been Dornish vultures.
Oh, really?
Living in the mountains before they were brought in.
Well, that's going to be a bit awkward first.
For their various reasons. They're not affiliated with it anymore. They've laid it behind them. They're Raven's Teeth now.
But why?
Well, various reasons. One was captured. Another one slept for too long at the Tower of Joy. And
oh, wait, what?
I'll just say that he had an understanding that.
Wait, what was
that
about?
Place showed him something.
Oh.
No, I didn't say that. I wasn't found there, but I followed. It seemed too real to be just a coincidence. We all had them, but I was more susceptible, it seemed. Now I'm here.
I also slept at the tower. Oh boy.
So, maybe that's why you're here too.
On the way to kill a whole bunch of vultures.
These things are not as accidental. So, they mean something. The dreams are true in their own way.
For Sir Aloric's sake, they aren't. Huh.
Think about it's whether or not they will. Well, if they have come true, or they will. A few of them will talk about dreams and omens and such.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems to be a big deal here. Like it's like generally you'd find like omens, nobody scoffs at it here.
Well, that's going to be a bit weird for Kevin, but I imagine he will learn more and more as the turn goes on about these
you find a white doe in the forest once and let it go. No reason to get the trophy, and it is bad luck. Such superstitions, for example, are commonplace. But they're generally good people, most of them. Like even some of them that are a bit more roughed still act with respect to one another. Certainly. You do stay away from most civilized places and such. All right. Well, that's sort of where you go. The rest of you will travel from Bitter Bridge, probably maybe following the road even, down to, maybe taking like a trip down past Long Table inside a hall, using the Ash Fort perhaps to get the fastest way to Night Song without having to go to High Garden to get over the Mander.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And there you'll hear that things are pretty bad down at Night Song. Like, apparently the fields have been burned by searing fire as the defenses were being overwhelmed. The Lord of the Marshes unleashed a hellish weapon upon the enemy, as the direct assault has been blunted. You will learn this also as you actually arrive at Night Song, but you will see the land as you get closer and closer to Night Song is just ravished. Like homes have been burned, little villages have been raided and destroyed, heads on pike style. It seems that the vultures, instead of doing like a direct assault, they have sort of split into the land and are just destroying it, really, making it worthless for a while. You also learn that this has been responded to by Lord of the Marshes, to sending out a lot of patrols, basically to try to protect the villages and such. But he simply doesn't have enough men. Some of the patrols get attacked sometimes and like killed, but Lord Lanus doesn't like the idea of leaving these people on their own. Men is beginning to be in trouble, though. This is a war of attrition that the Marshals aren't really winning right now because they can't easily strike back. These men are far superior at wilderness combat and stealthiness than the knights of the few houses who have sent someone, because many houses had already sent their people to one side or another, fighting further in the north, leaving like even some garrison forces and such to be the people that were sent. Lord Peak has still not shown himself, but he has a host that is still growing slowly. Like, people from the Stormlands are coming in, lots of visitors from places. Hasn't really said anything or given any statement, but a growing host of a lot of men. A lot of men. Thousands of men. In Peaklands gathering. Night Song, I should get there, looks harrowed. But it's holding. It's still here. And there are dead people everywhere, and the land around it is all just burned and ash-filled, and just... It's pretty horrible. Pretty horrible, really. The tide has been stemmed, though. Something you will learn as you arrive there, because word does travel faster than you, is of the fall of Bitterbridge. It is perhaps what they would call the first domino being pushed, as it is an event that forces the hands of really both the Blackfire and the Targaryens. The Lannister forces that are sieging Mirror Run abandon it, and the forces of the Vale begin pushing hard against the fords of the Trident. The Lannisters, gathering their forces at Harrenhal, where the main Blackfire host is already preparing itself for the inevitable attacks when the forces of, Stormlands, Riverlands, and Crownlands gathered at King's Landing move north. The Lords of the Vale are reported to win their battle, destroying the defenders protecting the forts of the Trident, who are forced into a wild and sort of mad dash retreat back to Harrenhal. The Lords of the Vale did take significant losses taking it, however, but, there are some reinforcements for the Grand Host of Targaryen, which is also set to move out from King's Landing, hoping that the threat from the Reach will keep the forces at Bitterbridge from attacking King's Landing. If nothing else, it will take long enough to besiege King's Landing, unless you just wish to storm it outright, that a battle in the north can be had. In the south, in Dawn, the mercenaries sent to take Sunspear managed to do just that. The high seat of House Martell falls with great losses to both sides. The forces remaining, however, are too few to really further do conquest in Dorne, and so they merely fortify their position instead of moving inland, keeping the keeps at the water edge, basically, of the Green Blood. A battle there stagnating quite a bit. What sort of role do you plan to have your characters participate in at Night Song?
Alaric plans to do his job, really.
Take command out of the hands of Linus.
Yeah.
What will he focus on now that you know a bit of the situation down there? There's no big enemy army. They're split everywhere.
Yeah, patrols, and basically trying to keep an ear to the ground for Old Town and those forces. See when they're coming and
Keep business as usual. Keep taking the attrition of slow fighting.
yeah, that's pretty much. He'll obviously try to avoid as much attrition on our side, but there's only so much he can do.
He won't abandon the protection of the civilian people.
No,
The land.
no, the people are what sustain the land.
All right. What about Bree and Ren, and Farron for that matter? You're not commanders. What role do you take in this?
Either stay at Alaric's side and like assist him, or perhaps take command of a small contingent of the patrols. It depends on really what Alaric wants him to do.
Varen's gonna try and like chase down like small groups of
Yeah, I mean,
He runs the
Horseback
speed of horse.
horse archers.
you know, you're out of the mountains now, motherfuckers. I can run you down.
Watch me run on flat ground.
He goes on foot, taking a contingent of horsemen.
Yeah. Runs as fast as a fucking horse.
It's a spectacle like no one has ever seen.
Yeah. The horses look at him like, what?
I think everyone is like, what is that coming over the hills?
Yeah. Alaric will let Varen pretty much have a loose rein. But whenever there looks like there could be an attack coming, fucking staying here, motherfucker. Yeah, whenever there seems like there could be another push coming from the south, then, you know, Varen can stay for a few days, and then, yeah, in and out, basically.
Yeah.
If Varen's cool with that, Alaric's not gonna be like, do this, or else. Grr.
The difficulty in fighting these enemies is quite significant, as most of the weaklings died in like the assaults on Nightsong and the subsequent burning. Yeah.
Do you have more of that wildfire being created by any chance?
Not really fast enough for it to matter.
Ugh. Damn it.
Your single alchemist has feels like he's owed something.
I'll fucking pay him. I will give him one hell of a reward somehow. I don't know. Figure something out.
I think an idea might be to like try to find their main outpost in the area and take that out.
That'll be the vulture's roost, undoubtedly.
I mean, they might have one closer to here. Smaller, but you know.
Possible, but
Staging post.
I doubt we have the men to do that.
What will Ren and Bree do in this battle? What role do they take?
You go first, Dark.
What Ren will be doing is partly based on what Alaric would want. I mean, the two things he's good at is one, minimizing casualties to our side, and two, really just kind of getting in the way and causing a bit of trouble to the enemy. But he's not good at eliminating the enemy. Distinct issue. So I can see him and his. I mean, he has some survival knowledge, most certainly as well. So I can see him going out doing some scouting, trying to pick up some information and trying to occasionally aid and try and reinforcing various patrols. But for the most part, I think he might be trying to cut the attrition as much as he can to our side, keep our forces bolstered and keep anyone patched up.
All right.
Bree's past several moons have been a rather revelatory for herself.